Have you ever felt the profound disconnect between the life you are building and the life the world sees? The world applauds the polished statue, but it is utterly blind to the sculptor in the dark workshop, to the thousands of tiny, unseen chips of stone, the sweat on their brow, the quiet ache in their back. This is the existential condition of the modern soul. We live in a world obsessed with finished products, but the most important work of our lives is, by its very nature, an unfinished process. You felt it, haven't you? The strange hollowness of an unshared dream. You pour years into mastering a skill, into understanding a complex idea, into building a character of integrity, and you are met not with cheers, but with silence. This is the moment when most people turn back. They mistake the lack of external validation for a lack of worth. But what if that silence is not a void, but a crucible? What if the absence of applause is not a punishment, but a profound and necessary gift? The ancient philosophers understood this on a cellular level. They knew that the pursuit of truth was a lonely endeavor, not a public spectacle. Socrates did not deliver TED Talks. He walked the streets of Athens asking questions that made others uncomfortable. He wasn't looking for followers. He was looking for fellow travelers on a difficult, winding path. The very act of philosophy is a rejection of the crowd. It is a decision to trust your own reason, your own inner compass, even when it points in a direction that is deeply unpopular. This is the great unspoken truth. Your conviction must be forged in isolation. It cannot be borrowed from a popular opinion or a social consensus. It is in the quiet, unseen moments that you become dangerous. Dangerous to the mediocrity of the common life. Dangerous to the easy lies we tell ourselves. Dangerous to the external pressures that seek to define you. The philosopher in you, the artist in you, the builder in you, they thrive in solitude because only there can they be brutally honest. Only there can they test the structural integrity of an idea without the fragile ego of needing to be right in front of an audience. Think of it this way. The world offers you a cheap and instant version of what you truly seek. It offers the fleeting high of a like instead of the deep satisfaction of a job well done. It offers the shallow validation of a viral post instead of the quiet authority of a lived truth. The world's game is one of instant gratification, and it is a game you can never truly win because the moment the applause fades, you are left with the same gnawing questions you started with. This is where the profound philosophical insight of self-reliance, as described by Ralph Waldo Emerson, becomes more than an idea. It becomes a survival guide. Emerson wrote that whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. He understood that the greatest threat to our integrity is not active persecution, but the quiet pressure to conform, to fall into line, to trade our unique voice for the comfortable anonymity of the crowd. Your unseen work is your rebellion against this conformity. It is the daily act of affirming that your purpose is not up for public vote. And what of the rejections? The times you were the one left out, the times you were laughed at for your grand vision? Do not see them as failures. See them as a form of spiritual purification. The universe, in its wisdom, is simply removing all the wrong doors so you can find the right one. It is burning away all the false motivations that would have led you astray. Consider the story of Vincent van Gogh. He sold only one painting in his lifetime. His work was largely ridiculed, ignored, and dismissed by the art establishment. Had he received instant fame, had the world embraced his early efforts, he might have been tempted to compromise his vision. He might have painted what was popular, what sold, what pleased the crowd. But the constant, grinding rejection forced him inward. It demanded that his passion be pure, that his conviction be rooted not in external praise, but in the overwhelming, almost unbearable need to express the truth as he saw it. His madness and his genius were inextricably linked to his solitude. His art, in its raw, uncompromising brilliance, became a testament to the fact that his work was not for the world of his time, but for the eternity of human emotion. His was a triumph forged in the silence of his own anguish. We live in a world that celebrates the outcome, not the effort, a world that values the finished product over the arduous process. But the deep, meaningful work is in the process. It is in the 18-hour days nobody sees, the 20 failures you don't post on social media, the difficult questions you sit with in the middle of the night. This work is a kind of faith in the value of the process itself, even when the results are nowhere to be seen. This is the central challenge of the philosophical life, to find your purpose not in the arrival, but in the journey, to derive your satisfaction not from the applause, but from the simple, quiet knowledge that you are doing the work. You are building the house, and the true reward is in the act of laying the bricks with integrity. The world may not thank you for it, but you will be building an inner citadel of unshakable strength. This is the Stoic citadel, a fortress of the mind, impervious to external attack, built not of stone, but of virtue, of resilience, of a clear-eyed understanding of what is and is not within your control. So, how do you build this fortress? You don't need motivation, you need a system of daily, unseen, philosophical practice. It's not about grand gestures, it's about the discipline of the dawn. It's waking up and committing to a morning of quiet contemplation, of reading a difficult text, of wrestling with a challenging idea while others are still lost in the sleep of distraction. No one is there to clap. No one is there to notice. But every morning, you are reinforcing the foundation of your inner world. It is the solitude of scholarship. It's choosing to study while others party, to work while others relax, to sacrifice instant gratification for the long-term compounding interest of knowledge. No one notices these quiet acts of sacrifice. No one thanks you. But with every page, every line of code, every disciplined choice, you are sculpting a new version of yourself, a more resilient, more capable, more truthful being. The world may not see the effort, but it will inevitably see the results. And when the results come, when you finally achieve what you set out to do, they will all show up. They will all ask, "How did you do it?" They will marvel at your overnight success. They will want to know the secret. And your answer will be a simple, quiet truth that they will not fully comprehend. Your answer will be this: I did it alone, in the silence, when no one believed in me. This is the final paradox of victory. The greatest win is not the one recognized by others, but the one you win against yourself, against your own doubt, your own laziness, your own desire for comfort. You will not get bitter about the world's belated belief. You will be better. You will not argue or explain. You will simply let your work speak for itself. Because when you finally stand on the foundation of your self-forged truth, you don't just get attention, You get an authority that no one can take away. So, if you are building alone right now, with no one to see your work, no one to hear your struggle, no one to believe in your vision, then know this: you are on the right path. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are just early. This is your time to become. This is your time to forge your character in the fire of solitude. Walk alone, build alone, win alone. And one day, when they finally notice, when they finally see the monument you have built in the silence, they will say, "I always believed in you." Just smile and keep walking.